Hey y'all! So what did the piece of cheddar say to the ghost? I'm lactose intolerant. Happy Cheese Friday, y'all, and we have a special cheese for you today. Hello, welcome to the Radical Geek YouTube channel where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at least we upload videos, and on Sunday we host a live stream of factually coined coffee talk where we brew a warm beverage and pair it with a ketogenic recipe, then we chat amongst ourselves. But every Friday is special because we pull out a new type of cheese. We talk about its properties, give it a little bit of review, and I tell you a little bit about the cheese. And today it is Cheese Friday, so we have something awesome, something different. Let me line it up here. This is LeClair's raw cheddar goat cheese. That's right, cheddar cheese, but made from goat milk. So it's goat cheese and it's cheddar cheese. Uh, this lowers the lactose even more. You know, if you're lactose intolerant, a lot of people can tolerate a little bit, unless you are like super, super lactose intolerant. Then it doesn't matter, and all cheese will be bad for you. But most people are mildly intolerant and find that they can handle small amounts of cheddar, and goat milk is much lower in lactose than regular milk. So goat cheese is often the go-to solution. Now, the other thing that's special about this is that it is a raw goat milk. If you don't know, raw milks, whether it be goat or cow, are milks that have never been pasteurized, homogenized, or otherwise altered by heat. So it's a big difference. It does change things. So now the other thing, I just have to smell it because honestly, strangely enough, it almost reminds me of the drunken goat cheese in the smell because it's very mildly fruit forward, but obviously it doesn't have that wine scent on the back end. So, what I can tell you is just like other goat cheese, it's very, very, very white in appearance. Now, raw cheddar goat cheese has zero rind. It is aged for about 60 days, and it's semi-firm. Actually, it's bordering on semi-hard. Actually, it is semi-hard. I don't know, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm always smelling the cheese because it's very aesthetically pleasant to me. It's scent is a very important thing to our bodies. At any rate, let's see. I will tell you a little bit about Leclerc because they do have other cheeses, but it is a United States cheese production. My favorite is to get like down into that super ultra crunchy granola type of feel. They are environmentally conscious, so all of their milks are sourced from within I can't remember exactly. I'd have to look it up again, but like it's really close, like 10 to 15 miles from their creamery, so that they do less travel, less miles on, and a big deal to them is like less CO2 emissions, which is good for our environment. And then the animals are all fed only the local foraging grains and stuff like that. So really very good for the environment. So it also produces a very high quality goat milk, and helps. They say it helps with giving their cheeses a cleaner and a fresher flavor to it, which, to be fair, I've had Leclerc cheeses before, and I think that that's true just from eating them. Uh, if I just read that, I would be like, well, that sounds pretty hokey, but it is true that their cheeses tend to be a very nice, very fresh flavor. So, and they're very into sustainability. I'm very into sustainability, like a hobby for like urban farming and all that fun stuff. But let's do the next most important thing. So as you can see, it slices right off. Very awesome. Again, perfect for your cheese plates. Pairs excellent with just about everything you would put on a charcuterie. So I would not hesitate for a second, but also really good for just plain out of hand eating. Let's try it. Mm. It is super nice. Mm. It's one of those really interesting sort of flavors because it's not like your super strong cheddar, but you have like that cheddar flavor going through your mouth. It's almost similar to like aged cheddar because you get a little bit of the crystallization, which is weird because it's only a 60-day aging process. But you also get that fresh creamy on the front end before it turns to the cheddar flavor. That's the signature of like a fresh goat cheese. So there you go. Leclerc goat cheese. Raw milk cheddar goat cheese. Check it out. Hello, happy Friday. And for those of you who have today off for Veterans Day, congratulations. And of course, we here at Radical Geek super appreciate our veterans. Several of our brothers are veterans, so uh, kudos to them, of course, for all of their service. And we'll be right back with our What I Ate Today and our Game of the Day. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Radical Geek YouTube channel. We are currently doing daily vlogs on what I eat today and a Game of the Day feature. And we are hoping to continue this through until after we are pretty far into the reintroduction stage from our BBBE adventure, where I am trying to troubleshoot some intolerances and allergic reactions I've been having. And if you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then the little bell icon so you're notified every time I upload or go live. Sunday nights at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, I host a live stream called Coffee Talk, where I usually brew a beverage or create something beverage related. We chat amongst ourselves, and I almost always pair it with a ketogenic compliant recipe. So that is pretty much everything about the channel. But the good news is we are almost to 500 subscribers, and so this Sunday I'm going to have a giveaway, and you do need to be live in the stream and active to be eligible to win, as well as a resident of the United States, mostly because shipping to Canada is problematic and there are some laws around giveaways that I'm not quite prepared to go through yet. So we'll work on that for future, but right now that's the rules are the rules are the rules. And on to what I'm eating this morning. I have a coffee, a big coffee, a strong coffee. I've got a 4-hour meeting coming up here soon, and I just know I'm going to need it. For my meal one, I've got my usual 4 slices of bacon. I've got 3 scrambled eggs. They don't look as good on camera as they are in real life, but whatever, that's fine. And 2 of my egg crepes for the side. Water with electrolytes. And that is my meal one. Listen, after I finish eating, I'm going to record Game of the Day, and then I'm just going to go ahead and publish this video. The reason I'm not going to talk about my meal two, well, the reason I'm going to record my meal two today is because I know there are a lot of fundraising live streams running throughout the course of the day, and I don't want to detract from those. So I'm going to put this out so it's there for you. You can watch it whenever you want, but it's not going to be interfering with those live streams or take time away from that if that's what you would like to participate in. But I can tell you right now what I'm going to have for my meal too, which is more of that leftover roast beef because I still have a fair amount of that. And I'm probably going to poach a couple eggs to go with it. I really love poached eggs. And then I will also have some beef broth. Just a nice cup of warming beef broth. It's really rainy, and I've just been feeling like that's what I would like to try. I might cut up one of these crepes into the beef broth to pretend it's a noodle, even though it's not a noodle. And that is everything. So I'll see you in a few minutes with Game of the Day, and then we will get this published. Let me know any questions, comments that you have. I look forward to to putting out my video tomorrow, and of course Sunday our live stream. And I will talk to you all in just a few minutes. All right, everyone. So today's game of the day is Azul. So this is a set collecting game and a tile matching game. Initially, on the surface, it sounds super simple, but once you get into playing it, it's actually really complex and requires a lot of strategy and thinking. It's also an incredibly gorgeous game. I would say that you're going to play this more with teenagers and adults versus small children, unless you have one who's very precocious, which, that happens as well. This is your player board, and this is going to be the important piece here. I can't see what I'm showing you, so I have to peek around. So I'll show you the components. So these are your player boards, and there's two sides. There's this side, and there's this side, and I'll talk to you about the differences and why you would choose one over the other. Oops, I just dropped something on the floor. Oh well, I'll get it after the video. These tiles, these lovely little circles, make up the center board. So these are player boards. This is the game board. So these tiles, however many of them you're going to lay out in a circle is going to be dependent on the number of players. The next thing that we have are, well, first of all, it has this awesome tile bag. But let's see if we can get an assortment of tiles here so you can see just how lovely they are. So they have multiple tiles with their designs and the colors. The quality is spectacular, and there are several versions of Azul out, so you can get different thematics to your tiles. It's just a stunning and gorgeous design. The last thing we have is a first player tile, and then of course some score tracking little cubes. Now, the way Azul works, which would be way easier if I had one of those cameras that I could change the view on, but I'm at work, and so it's kind of just not going to quite work out. I will maybe try to remember to put a link to a quick little overview tutorial. I'll probably grab the Dice Tower because they've got a pretty easy one. I don't know if they love it as much as I do, but it won't matter. At any rate, you've got these circles here laid out for your game board, and a number of tiles are placed on each of those circles. And what you're trying to do is make a set collection over here. You want tile of each of the same colors. So you would choose, if you got lucky and at your turn you could pick 3 red off of a tile, you'd fill it down here in hopes that you could get 5 across. And the goal is that every time you draw, we're trying to fill these up. And once they're all full, then we're going to go to scoring. And what happens here is you take each time, like I said, if I took 5 red and I took my red tile and I put it right here, then I would be done with red for this row. You could never put red here again. But the goal here would be to do 2 things. First of all, you want to eventually try to get both of these reds so that you have a diagonal. That's going to impact your scoring. As you can see here, you've got these blues, or snowflakes, or blues you need the most of. These yellow mosaics. So there are a lot of different things, and you're trying to get tiles connected in rows, columns, or of course the matching diagonals, which are the highest value. There's a lot of little tricks and things to do. The draw is super important because if you've got 6 of these tiles out, each one has 4 tiles of a mixed thing because you draw them at random, and all the way, each time you do a draw, all of the tiles have to be selected and placed. So there's a time where you're going to get to a point where you can't fill across because you just don't have the draw, and then you're going to get negative points added in because they fill in on the bottom. The round ends when someone completes an entire row or an entire column. So that's actually quite a hard accomplishment, especially if you got some crafty players who are good with pattern recognition and they can see that you need this 1 red cube, and oh look, there's one red cube in the middle of the pile from the discards, and they can snatch that up and choose to take a negative point versus letting you have it and win. So, like I said, it can be quite the challenge. Now, let's say that this was already not complex enough for you, and you've been playing it a whole bunch with people, and you need to up the ante a little bit. You flip it around to this side. On this side, you can make your own pattern here. Instead of the prescribed patterns here, you can make them up here, and they can come in any formation, with the exceptions to the rules is that you cannot have repeats across or in a column. So you have to really start paying attention now as to where you're putting your tiles, because you can't have two blue tiles, one on top of the other. It would have to be blue and blue, and you can't have two blue tiles side by side. So you really have to start thinking as you do your pattern matching. That's why I said it seems really simple on the surface. Oh, draw tiles, discard tiles, place them on your board, and match up the patterns. Sounds super simple, but once you get into it and add the randomness of drawing and picking and all of that kind of stuff, it really ups the complexity to the game and becomes quite invigorating. So that's Azul. It is a hugely, very popular rated game. Lots and lots of people love it. It's a lot of fun. It is, like I said, it sounds simple and the rules are simple, but the execution is quite where your thinking challenge comes in. So it really hits the bar for pretty much all across the board. So that is it's also available everywhere. You can buy it at Target. It's not super expensive, despite the fact that it is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. And the premise of the game, or the theme, because it sounds not like that exciting when you just say it's tile matching. It's like you're the emperor. Well, an emperor has come back, found his little palace in shambles, and now wants an artist to pick the best, most amazing tiles to spruce up the palace. So, little fun story behind it. Why are you drawing tiles? Well, now you know. You're trying to be the most amazing artist ever. So there you go, Azul. And I didn't forget our Cheese Friday. So I do have that. We'll do Cheese Friday, then these two quick pieces, and get it out the door. Happy Cheese Friday, everybody. For those of you who are not dairy free right now, I hope that you really love today's cheese. I know I enjoyed eating it. And can I just say, I'm super looking forward to next Friday when I get to reintroduce cheddar. I've got a cheddar we haven't reviewed before, and I am stoked about it. Oh, yes, I am. I am super confident that I don't have a problem with cheddar, because I've never had like any sort of issue on days when I've eaten a pretty sturdy amount of cheddar. So cross your fingers, because of course foods can surprise you. So happy Friday, happy Veterans Day, all of those wonderful, awesome things. Again, I remind you again, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and we will be a really great little happy community, especially come Sunday for that giveaway. See you later. Bye-bye.